Yes, this is Laricky. Laricky. My first video on surviving narcissistic abuse. So I'm gonna do a little 5-minute video on surviving narcissistic abuse. In my situation, I learned about narcissism through a very abusive partner, and when I was experiencing it and going through it, I didn't know what I was in or what I was going through. But as I watched more YouTube content on narcissism and learned the definitions, gaslighting, ghosting, love bombing, as I learned different definitions and I matched it up with the behavior of the person who I was involved with at that time, I realized that I was experiencing the abuse. And while I was going through it, I didn't know what was going on, why this person was acting so ungrateful. The more I did things that I thought that they should be grateful for, but as I got more information, I learned that, for one, I wasn't the one that was abusive, and number two, I was affected by the abuse. So where I should have been appreciated, I was devalued, I was called names, I was put down. But I found out that they were projecting all their fears and insecurities onto me. And now, looking at it through clean and sober eyes, I believe had I been sober during that period of my life, well, that may not have made any difference either. But because I found out that I have a high level of empathy, so I just had never been manipulated and treated that way, and I just couldn't wrap my head around what was going on at that time. So now I'm proud to say that I am a narcissistic abuse survivor, because that abuse was supposed to be my end. It was supposed to be my downfall. Right now, it was supposed to have me in a position where I wasn't even making this video. So, in a nutshell, surviving the abuse, the emotional abuse, the financial abuse, the spiritual abuse, surviving this abuse made me a stronger person. And some people still won't understand what I'm talking about or won't be able to identify, but I know for a fact that the person that I was entangled with was dumping their toxicity into me, having me feel like they were feeling. But and for a period of time it worked until I got the wisdom, until I went no contact with the person. So I'm grateful that in acquiring the wisdom, I found out where I was at when I was lost. I was in the fog. Some call it the narcissistic fog, but I was at a place that I couldn't understand, being unappreciated, being devalued, being disrespected, while the person still wanted what I had to offer, which I found out later on was supply. But my supply is my time, my effort, my energy, my money. My supply is all the things that they weren't willing to honestly go and get themselves. So I'm grateful that I got the wisdom, I got the knowledge to understand that I wasn't the one that was the abuser or the manipulator. I was the one with a high level of empathy. And this is a lifelong learning lesson for me, and I have to pay it forward. And this is the first video that I'm making talking about this, you know what I mean? And I'm just grateful that I realized that I wasn't the problem. This person couldn't appreciate a good person. And and that's their issue. But that one person opened my eyes. It made me have a spiritual awakening to the fact that everybody doesn't have the same level of empathy that I have. And I'm just grateful for the awareness that I have. really grateful that I went through that. I wish I never went through it, but at the end of it, it was a blessing. It showed me who I am and who I'm not. So I thank y'all for listening. This is my very first video that I'm making about narcissistic abuse and about being on the other side where I'm healing from it. Where I realized that me and this person have nothing to talk about. Came in my life and blocked blessings instead of adding anything to it. So thank you for listening, and I'm gonna continue to stay on the path and stay away from abusive people. You know what I mean? People who will abuse my love, my kindness, my empathy, and all along wearing the mask to make me continue to be their supply when they have 5 or 6, 7, 8, multiple. I don't know how many people they have strung along, but I'm not finna be one on their list. And I'm grateful that I have the wisdom and the knowledge. I have the knowledge and I'm applying it, so now it is wisdom to stay in no contact because I can't change this toxic person. And thank you for listening, and God bless you. Peace and love.